My name is Carl,
My name is Ari.
and this is Great Expectations. Hey guys, welcome to Great Expectations, the movie review podcast where we talk about what we expected and what we got, and we do not stay on topic. Today we're talking about War for the Planet of the Apes. War of or War
I
for?
think it's four.
Yeah,
It's four.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And we're doing a different setup this week where we're recording our expectations before we actually see the film
So
instead
wait.
of after we see it.
Are you just going to cut this together with the other one?
Yeah, I'll just cut it together. Because that's our, a little bit of podcast magic there for the listener at home that doesn't understand how podcasts work. I cut things together.
How can they do two times at once? How does this work?
My God, they've broken the time continuum. Ah!
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
But yeah, we're going to talk about our expectations before we see the film. So Ari, what are your expectations
I think it's
for?
going to be fucking good because I really liked the last one.
Yeah, well, in consideration of the fact that the movie's already come out in America to rave reviews,
Yeah.
right? So the
Consensus
hype is real.
Positive.
Yeah.
And yeah, like watching a bunch of monkeys ride horses and use bows and arrows and shoot at people sounds pretty fucking amazing.
Do we think Caesar's gonna die? I think Caesar's gonna die.
I think he has to, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna close this trilogy. I'm sure they'll probably continue to make more unless this one really does fucking bomb a lot.
Yeah,
But I think Caesar's gonna die, right?
probably. But Andy Serkis is. Would you think he'll beat motion capture his son or something?
Well, you can just motion capture anything, can't you?
Yeah, but because you can't really recognize his voice. Can you?
Yeah. But I mean, if this movie doesn't do well, which it's not doing at the moment particularly well, it's doing less than the Rise at the Planet of the Apes.
But it's still doing well-ish, isn't it?
Still doing well. We'll see what its worldwide numbers are, but I think it only made 55 million opening weekend,
Right.
which is, I think Dawn opened with 70, I think. So it's well below what it should be. And it's partly too because I watched Dawn recently. When was the last time you watched Dawn?
A few years.
Because I only saw it once. I saw it in cinemas, and I only saw it again this year, last week. And it didn't.
The thing about it is, it's not really like a franchise yet.
Yeah.
Because it's really old originals,
Mm.
and it's sort of really not cliche, but it's sort of been done to death in a lot of media. Just Planet of the Apes.
Well, because it's got that iconic ending,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
The damn you all to hell is an iconic ending.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like it's sort of reached a point where people got over it.
Yeah.
There were apparently a bunch of Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, I've seen all of them.
Have you?
I
All
have.
of them?
I actually, absolutely all. I saw all of them. I own the collection of them back home.
Are they good?
I love them. I loved them as a kid. I mean, I haven't watched them. I probably watched them second last year of high school, I guess.
Because Caesar was one of the original ones.
Yeah, they allude to him. So it's like in the original, Dr. Zaius is like the leader, right? But they allude to Caesar in I think 3 and 4. There's tons. So it's like the second one, they blow up the world. Turns out the humans were still living underground. There was high beam. Like they go ridiculous, and the two main chimpanzees from the first film travel back in time.
Really?
Yeah, and they end up back in New York, and they end up getting adopted by the circus and things like that. It's bizarre. It's worth traveling down the rabbit hole. I actually think it is. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But yeah, and so yeah, I've seen all of them, absolutely all of them. It's a weird thing for me to have just seen all of them. Yeah.
They're not really that popular apart from the original.
Yeah, I think some of them were straight to TV.
Yeah.
After, they just kind of got diminishing returns. It broke my heart as a child to say I was a big fan of the first one. and it blew my mind when it turned out that it was on like Earth. Like I was like, oh my fucking god, what?
I don't think I've actually seen the first one.
Yeah,
The original first one.
I don't know when I watched the first one for the last one. The last time I watched it, I thought it was still like dated effects, but it's still an enjoyable film. Like it's but I guess a lot of that's maybe due to the mystery of it, and maybe the mysteries.
It's Charlton Heston, isn't it?
Yeah.
Charlton Heston used to be massive, didn't
Yeah, he did, right?
he? He was like the
10 Commandments, wasn't that him? And like,
fucking Soylent Green.
yeah,
Soylent Green's good.
yeah. And like, anyway, at the end of the second one, they kill Charlton Heston,
Yeah.
kill his girlfriend. Zaius gets shot, lands on like the button that blows up the fucking world. As a child, I was horrified, absolutely horrified that every character was killed. Like,
So weird to do
fucking
that to
hell.
the series that they're still making. Do you reckon they're planning to end it there?
Must have, right?
That's such a fucked ending.
Yeah.
Like,
And then it was like,
everyone dies.
I think, yeah, it was like everybody dies, but then like the next one was like, 2 chimpanzees escaped. Your 2 favorite chimpanzees from the films. Very vague memory. Would you be? I would 100% be down for them doing Planet of the Apes again in the style of Dawn and War.
What do you mean? Like,
Like a remake of the original
well,
Planet
like
of the Apes.
someone goes back in time.
Yeah.
Where he goes forward in time.
Yeah, I guess if they redid it from maybe even the point of view of the apes, I guess.
But
when they're in control of the humans, all the humans are slaves
I don't know how it
now.
will work now, because in the original one, the world ends in the future. Like, when time travel has been invented, or super space travel has been invented.
Yeah.
But, like, in this...
I'm not saying you
chronology-
obviously you wouldn't be able to do it with Caesar, right?
No, but, like, even, like, James Franco is in present day,
Mm.
remember? And that's when the world ended. So someone has to, either then, or before then, travel to the future.
Oh wait, no, because Charlton Heston had already left in Rise. Those 3, the 3 astronauts had left as a newspaper in Rise that falls down. Yeah.
Wait, so Charlton Heston didn't have, like, laser guns?
No.
Okay. Because I'm just gonna think of Tim Burton's one, when, like, got a big spaceship
Yeah.
and laser guns.
Yeah, no, the original's nothing like that. It's
Okay.
like out in like this desert wasteland, and like the what's really good about that first, so in the Tim Burton one, right, all the humans can talk and interact, and
and the humans can't speak, can they?
Yeah.
Like, human that can talk. I
yeah,
just know this.
yeah, the Simpsons, yeah, human that can talk. Dr.
can
Zaius. Damn, I was home all along. I love you, Dr. Zaius. Yeah, and it was so all of the humans can't speak; they're all enslaved. It is.
But doesn't his girlfriend learn to speak?
She learns to say one word.
Oh, okay.
But it is so in the original he lands with his 2 friends, right? And they are murdered
Oh.
and stuffed and put in a museum, and like he turns around, his best friend is just stuffed, dead, and I was like, it's like so young. I must have been
Where's your parents?
8. I would have been 8 when I watched it, right? So I was like,
It sounds so dark. Your parents
Yeah.
Like, this little car.
fucking yeah. My parents threw me so much shit where I was like, no, I'm not old enough for this. Yeah. Yeah. My expectations for War for the Planet of the Apes are high.
Fucking Andy Serkis is fucking dating her out. Like, recently.
Though, like, I mean, like, so he's in the Marvel franchise, Star Wars franchise, and War for the Planet of the Apes, right? So good on him. He's making lots of money.
I remember I read something that a lot of people reckon he should get at least an Oscar nomination for...
Well, people thought that he should have gotten one for Dawn. He is really good in Dawn.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was rewatching Dawn again. I do still like the film. Wasn't like as great as I remember it being.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I watched it at least twice. And the first time I was like, whoa, man.
Yeah, it's really
Like, when it's fucking, like...
Yeah,
two machine guns.
yeah. So good, and like it looks great, and it's tense. But like rewatching, it's like they just like chill trying to get a water generator to work for so long.
The humans are the worst part of the movie.
They are the worst part of the movie.
I feel like this one is going to be good, because I feel like... Wait, is there good humans in this one, or is it just Woody Harrelson?
I think
Oh, there's little girls.
Yeah, they find the little girl abandoned, right? I think that's the plot.
Yeah.
This is interesting for our expectations.
Yeah.
So
We should have been talking about expectations.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
getting sidetracked in our pre-expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So I think that the little girl is going to be stranded alone, and Caesar is, because, he likes humans, is like, we can't leave her, and decides to
He wants
take
to be
her.
better than humans.
Yeah, he wants to be better than humans. And so, do you reckon Woody Harrelson's completely all out, like, let's kill the apes? Because there's an ape on their side in the trailer, remember?
So, I just watched a little clip from the thing, and I'm pretty sure he wants to kill them because all the apes still have the disease.
Oh,
so he's
okay.
worried about future generations being around the apes and then catching disease again and they get wiped out again.
Yeah.
I think I didn't watch the whole bit. I just heard him say, "The disease that wiped us out, you're still carrying it."
Okay.
So I think that might be his
But then why do
motivation.
they have apes on their side?
Probably just to get a trader to help them fuck them over.
Yeah.
They'll probably kill them after.
Yeah.
I assume.
And also, I think the movie's going to end in an avalanche. If I recall there's lots of snow.
I just remember that at one point they were on a snow base.
Yeah.
I remember there being an avalanche.
I feel... Actually, maybe I'm getting my movies confused. No, hold it to me. Pretty sure there's an avalanche in the film.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
At some stage.
I think there is. Because I don't think they'd have a military base like that in the mountains. I feel that's a really unstrategic place to have a military base.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
How long after the last film do you reckon this is going to take place? Because at the end of Dawn, humans are kind of like descending onto the city.
Are they, or they...
Yeah, they are, because the distress signal's gone out.
Bomb that tower.
They bomb that tower, and then Jason Clarke's like, "You need to go. The humans are coming." And then Andy Serkis is just like, "Oh, this is war now."
But I feel like they don't have the numbers. Because they only had like a few hundred chimpanzees, didn't they, after the Dawn?
Yeah. There's not like a huge amount.
I feel like it has to be a few years, so then they could like get the numbers up.
Actually, you know what? I feel like in Dawn they kind of not consistent with their numbers.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be too many at the camp, but when there's the fucking war, there's a ton of apes everywhere. Like,
yeah. So like, I reckon maybe there's more than one like colony, but like Caesar's the big boss, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. This is the thing. The other colonies couldn't exist without Caesar having to teach them the human ways, right? Also, another thing is like, how long can this span? Because what's a chimpanzee's life? Like 40 years?
I think 40-ish.
Yeah.
But these are like genetically modified chimpanzees, aren't they?
Oh, they accidentally inhaled some gas. Okay, let's not go fucking...
Maybe it makes them live longer too.
Yeah, that'd be very
It
convenient.
would, but that's something they definitely do. If they could make it. How many years is Dawn after Rise?
I don't know. I don't think it's that many. I feel like it's just happened because they're like, that kid saw things that he didn't need to see, is like a line.
Like at least a few years though.
I think it'd be a few years. Also, remember, they go back to James Franco's house and they just like look at the camera of like James Franco playing with a young Caesar.
That doesn't make sense because how could the battery still work?
No, because they turned the electricity back on to the thing, and like the camera was already plugged into the wall. Yeah. But even then, I was like, it's a very conveniently placed camera there that was perfectly synced up to the one scene where you and
James Franco.
Yeah.
I wonder if James Franco came back. You didn't hear about him dying, do you?
No, but you know he's dead.
You didn't know it. He just left his house. He might not be dead.
Might not be dead, but...
How would it be if he showed up at the very end?
Caesar, let's be friends!
So odd. It's so weird he was in that movie.
He has a genuinely bizarre career of, like, comedy, action, drama, indie film, like...
It's so weird when you see him in a serious role.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Alien Covenant, but damn McBride, man. Weird being serious.
The conversation that we could have about Alien Covenant I reckon it would probably be our longest, but it is bizarre.
Right.
So fucking bizarre. Oh.
Well, go wait for that to be on DVD, Rich.
Wow. Yeah. We should watch King Arthur soon as well. That's got to be out soon, right?
Wait, what do you mean? Like on DVD, right?
Yeah, like surely that's got to be like when that came out a few months ago.
It came out after Covenant, isn't it?
No,
At the same time.
Before Covenant. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think we're both on high expectations, right, for Wolf of Planet of the Apes. I guess we'll see whether there's an avalanche, whether they adopt a little girl, whether Caesar dies. Woody Harrelson's going to die, right? Yeah?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
It's weird when they don't kill off the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't come back.
It's really... One of the things I really like about...
Did Gary Oldman die in the last one?
Yeah, he blows himself up.
Okay.
One of the things I really like about the franchise is you're rooting against humans.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool thing. Like we don't get that in films, right? Where we're rooting against our own species. It's a really interesting.
That's one of the things like I like about this. If Woody Harrelson is just going to kill the apes because they have the disease, I like that motivation better than just they're different. Let's kill them.
Yeah,
I like it for the natural reason. Like in the previous one, they're like they're different than us. They're gonna take our place. Like
no. So the idea of the Gary Oldman one was because they were up at the water, right?
Yeah.
And so Jason Clarke had 3 days to get the power going. Otherwise, they would go and wage war on the apes, but to get like the power, pretty much.
How are they getting the power with the apes?
Sorry, because their colony was built around where the water supply was. That was power, like where the water turbine or whatever it is.
Why did they kill them to...
Because the apes didn't want them up there, right? So there's like that scene where the apes created truce between like the two of them, and then Jason Clarke's like, I'm going to go up there anyway and try and figure it out. And Gary Oldman's like, yeah. But then, like, they don't want to go to war with the apes. It's Toby Kebbell that fucks it up and just starts shooting people, and he creates the war. But he also shoots Caesar as well to like get the apes to wage the war. So it was like, again, it was also like Gary Oldman didn't really want to fight the apes either, which I like. His role in that film is very small. Yeah.
He's back, isn't he, Toby Kebbell?
I don't know.
He's
listed. It could just be like a voiceover. I don't know.
Voiceover, but
I was paying attention. It's a long fall, but he falls onto something, and then that falls into the mist.
Smoke. So yeah,
I won't like it if he comes back. I would really hate it.
You'd be like, oh, fucking hell.
And for a movie that's being praised for being like realistic and dark and brutal, surely they're not going to bring back Toby Kebbell, right?
I wouldn't mind it if he's like paralyzed and Caesar's looking after him, and he's like, well, look what you've done, Koba. Is his name Koba? Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, you've made this war. And he's just like looking after him still. I feel like that'd be in line with his character.
It's exactly like Logan.
Yeah.
It's carrying around.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, you fucked this all over, sort of, but I don't know, Charles David didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, those are our expectations on Wolf of Planet of the Apes. And so, for the listener at home, in about a second, you're going to find out what we thought.
Yeah. Wait.
Due to the editing.
Do you reckon that the orangutan is going to speak? Because he didn't speak in the last one, did he?
He only signs, yeah.
Do you going to speak in this one?
Maybe. Oh, I hope it's John Goodman that's doing the voice. John Goodman encapsulates a fat fucking orangutan, right? Yeah. I hope it's just John Goodman but orange, not blending in like at all, just like hunched over.
I can't picture what that voice would be.
Sully?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be really deep. Like Morgan Freeman almost.
Yeah. Picture
like
more
really wise,
10 Cloverfield Lane.
I reckon wise. He's a really wise orangutan.
Yeah. He is wise. Because Dr. Zaius is an orangutan. Yeah.
Imagine it turned out that he
was Dr. Zaius.
Or maybe his son is Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius.
It made me sad that there's only one orangutan.
I know, right? Yeah. Should be more orangutans.
And there wasn't any gorillas in the last one, was there? Because the gorilla died. And
yeah. Man, I'm not a fan of Kong Skull Island. The more I've thought about that film,
Yeah.
some people that is like positive, all round positive reviews everywhere, right?
Okay.
Also with Toby Kebbell. I don't ever want to see it again.
Yeah, I'd never see it again. Was Any Circus the motion capture Kong again?
No.
Was anyone?
I don't think so.
I'm fucking sick of companies trying to make combined universes. Fucking hell. We don't need a dark universe. We don't need a monster universe.
Yeah, so apparently they're not going to connect the movies.
With Godzilla.
No, the dark universe, like the monsters universe. Yeah, so that's not going to have an Avengers type of thing.
What the fuck?
They'll all take place and mildly reference each other,
Okay.
but they'll never intersect.
So we're never gonna see God Tom Cruise. Is that what you're saying?
I think so, yeah.
Fucking hell, that makes it be so much worse then.
It does. It's almost like it was completely pointless.
Yeah.
Like, I think Russell Crowe is going to be the through line. I don't know. If I was them, Did you know that movie ended up costing something fucking like... I think we might have already talked about it before, but it was $195 million to make, and then they spent $175 on advertising.
What?
Yeah.
I'm glad they lost money in that.
Yeah, alright.
Why can't they learn that lesson?
Yeah.
I feel like they just do the same show over and over again. Like, why are we losing money? Like, you make shit fucking movies.
It's the same with... They spent $175 million again with advertising the new Spider-Man film.
Mm.
And I'm like, why'd you have to spend that? Everyone will go see your fucking Spider-Man film. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like...
That's dumb.
And so I think that movie's like... It's performing well, but it's not going to give them a huge fucking profit. Like...
Yeah, all you need is a few trailers on YouTube, really. Most people go see it. Maybe a few billboards.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what...
They made a VR thing for it.
Yeah.
And apparently it's shit. The VR
I know. How much does a VR thing cost?
It was free as well.
Oh, okay.
It was
But how much would it have cost to make, do you think? Like, I don't know how they spend 175. Like, I mean, like, billboards, sides of posters, things like that.
But that's
175 million.
Such a niche audience. Not many people own VR.
Yeah.
It's so niche.
Weird. Yeah. Anyway, this isn't about War for the Planet of the Apes anymore.
Sure.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you. We'll talk to you in a second with our thoughts on War for the Planet of the Apes. And we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you can recall, we just did our thoughts before we saw the movie.
Do you remember our thoughts?
I do not remember our thoughts whatsoever. I know that we were high, we were positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I'm sure we're going to contradict... I think most of the conversation we had was me talking about all the old ones.
Yeah.
Which, and at the beginning of this film, when it comes up with like, Rise, Dawn, well, I wish it had done all of the old ones where it was like,
Battle,
Conquer, Battle, and just did like 9 of them leading up, and then it was like, War.
And there should have been, and the last one, Planet of the Apes.
Missed opportunity right there. Anyway, let's get into it, Ari.
Okay.
What do you think of the beginning of this film?
What was the first scene?
Well, the first scene was the siege on the...
oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
I like when all the dudes and horses came in, they're like, ah!
That's an accurate portrayal, yes, I agree. I'll say very much, I much prefer the first half of the film to the second half of the film.
When they were in the camp for a while, it got a bit dead.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, okay, they're in a camp for a bit.
And then, to me, the film didn't then, conclude as strong as it began. But, I mean, we can get into that.
Yeah.
But we can talk about the, the plot of this film ended up being, which is, I feel like in the marketing, they weren't, they didn't show that they were going to be, captured for most of the film type of thing. They played very coy with what the real plot of the film was.
Yeah. I like that, the whole, subplot where there's, betray apes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Which is, so in the film, if you haven't seen it, listener, is that apes have betrayed the other apes and gone to the human side.
A few of them did.
Which I feel very weird about because their reasoning for it was
they were followers of Cobra.
Yeah.
So then Caesar was probably going to kill them, so they got scared and they ran away to the humans. They're like, "We'll help you if you don't kill."
But it's like, if they were supporting Cobra and Cobra was against humans, why did they join humans?
It's because they didn't want to get killed.
I feel like they'd be better just teaming up and being on their own, right?
Yeah.
If like all of the Cobra followers just created their own party instead of all becoming slaves to the humans.
Scared of humans.
That's weird.
But Apes together
strong. Ari and I are doing the hand gestures. I feel like I'm 100% into sign language now. I can do it all. Thirsty.
Yeah.
Thirsty.
Except I'm pretty sure that's not like...
Yeah, I think it's the Apes Apes version of thirsty.
Yeah, because you need a lot of finger movements in sign language. I don't think many apes can do. They're not as dexterous.
I'll say this. It really bugged me that Caesar kept on calling his wife a wife. I was like, did you get married to her? Like, why to her? Like, what? How are you husband and wife?
You know what really?
You following the rules of like the humans? It's weird.
Oh, life partner. They could have said life partner.
Yeah, I feel like you should have said that. Yeah.
You know what bothered me? But you never got to see their dicks or their testicles. Chimpanzees have massive testicles.
Yeah.
Just like big old apple size almost.
Yeah.
They're
you can't.
dangling around.
It would ruin the like.
I know. But
do you remember like?
King Kong didn't have a dick either.
But we were all. I feel like it's just like as a society, we're just not mature enough.
Yeah.
All through Watchmen, we're like, that guy's dick is out. Like it's like we're just not mature enough as a society to have like dicks freely in films. In an interview, though, when they asked the director of this film like why he didn't do the dick and balls, and he says, he was just like because he only did the second and third one, and a different director did the first one. And he did the creative choice to not give them dick and balls.
In the first one.
In the first one. He was just like...
I really wanted to have dick and balls. But
he didn't say he really wanted to, but he was just like, look, I would have been open to it if somebody hadn't made like the decision already. We could have... Yeah. Do you reckon that every scene selling slightly covering it? Like a plant or...
I wouldn't mind that. Like, I feel if there was a massive set of testicles... You'd always be drawn to that. You'd be like,
yeah, there's no way.
Big old balls.
Can you imagine if like the long shot that they do at the end of like Caesar just dying with his legs open and just like his dick and balls are hanging out?
It'd be accurate because they have massive.
Look, as we all know from this whole the weight of an ape cannot be sustained on a horse. The movie's not accurate.
So chimpanzees could ride a horse. A gorilla, no fucking way. Gorillas are massive. Did you see how fucking massive those gorillas are?
Oh, yeah.
Even
his
just
belly
him
was
sitting on it,
huge.
you're like, fucking hell. He's like almost as big as that horse.
Yeah.
And he's riding it. That horse's back would be fucking destroyed. You can't do that. They don't let fat people do it because it destroys their backs. And then one of the chimpanzees got on the back of the horse with the gorilla. At one point, I was like, "Fuck me, that horse is dead, man. It's dead horse walking."
Can you imagine if like they did a scene where the ape jumps onto the horse and the horse is just cracked under the weight?
It would because it's so much fucking dense muscle in a gorilla as well. And that was a fat gorilla.
Yeah.
But the muscle, man, is fucking incredible in the gorilla. Like, a gorilla is like 160 kilograms, and it can hold itself up with one arm on a tree.
Yeah.
So one arm can lift like 160 kilograms. That's more than like some fucking humans can lift with both their arms and their whole body.
For the listener at home, I lift 300 kilograms.
Yeah, with one arm.
With one arm.
Fucking gorilla.
Yeah. They won't let me ride on a horse, I'll tell you that right now. Yeah.
I mean, they sort of had to do it, didn't they?
Yeah. There's also, well, I mean, we can talk about the fact that, I don't know, do you think I'm kind of really getting over killing off the family? As just I'm just like, for the family's dead again.
That scene was
like,
fucking good.
Oh, yeah, I was totally
like
into the
scene in the movie. Like, like the music, like it felt like an old style. Like, it was very silent. Yeah. And everything was moving not slow motion, but slow. Yeah. And the no dialogue and everything's just conveyed through eyes. Like the movie for the first half is pretty minimal on dialogue. Yeah, I remember some people were saying that they reckon Andy Serkis should get at least an Oscar nomination. Yeah, I reckon he should. I mean, yeah, I thought he was good. Yeah, yeah. All the special effects. It should get a nomination for the best special. It'll probably win. It should. Yeah, it should win. Like that one scene when they're all out in the rain. And they're just with the horses and shit. That looked fucking amazing.
Yeah, it did. Every time I was just like, how do they get hair to look so good?
They look like fucking apes.
Yeah.
When they speak. Sometimes the mouse looks a bit weird when they speak, but because it'd be hard to do.
Yeah.
But fuck yeah, it looks good.
I always thought the orangutan looked real.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was maybe a practical effect, like you could do that, but it's not. And I'm like, why does that look even realer than the other CGI ones? Like,
fucking great,
yeah. Man, I love Maurice.
Yeah. I'm glad he didn't die.
There is
Spoiler alert.
there is a scene in the film where they do kill an orangutan.
And you're like, there's about 20 left in the world.
Yeah.
Stop killing them.
I was like, they could have made that Maurice. That would have been insanely impactful to me.
Depressing.
I wasn't impacted by any death in this film.
What about the gorilla? When the gorilla
No,
died, like,
why do I give a shit about that fucking gorilla?
When they put the flower on the little girl's
I thought that
hair,
was so
nice.
no, that was so emotionally manipulative. It was the scene before he died.
I know.
He puts the flower in her hair.
I was like, that's literally like one
Yeah.
scene ago.
And then turns around, he's dead, and she gives the flower back. Like,
it was nice.
Oh, it was nice.
Like,
I think I would have been fine with it if that scene had just come earlier.
Yeah,
So it wasn't she was bawling her eyes out over the gorilla, who had only just given her a flower.
But he was mean at first, and then he was nice.
Yeah, you could have just combined that death and had like Maurice, like be the one that dies, and she like cries out, or at least just have her be like bonding with the gorilla and not Maurice and the gorilla. Like, yeah, but Maurice is a legend. I don't, you know what, I will go into all of my problems with the continuity of this, of this series.
You really think this is the old ones.
They reference the old ones in Rise.
Yeah, but it's like when it's a reboot.
Yeah.
So it's not, they do that. They do that in all the reboots. They do it and they change the story a bit. And like, it's like an alternate reality. But
like, the fact that they put the clues in them is like, they're still like, oh, the first one did happen, but you're like, so we're calling her Nova, but it's like, do you reckon they're setting up because they want to do like the original Planet of the Apes?
I don't know. I don't know, yeah.
Because so for the listener at home, the main little girl in it that's a mute is Nova, who is the love interest in the original Planet of the Apes.
Heston.
Yeah, with Charlton Heston. And she is a slave and treated like shit by the apes. One of the people that operates on her is Cornelius, who is also the son of Caesar in this film. And so I'm like, who doesn't become a leader, even though his dad was a fucking leader. Zeus becomes a leader, so I don't know what's the fuck.
Didn't you say in the old one, Caesar was the son of Cornelius?
Yeah, so Cornelius and his wife go back in time after like the world's blown up or something, and they give birth to Caesar.
I reckon you gotta forget about the old ones.
I think you have to forget about all of the sequels to the old ones.
So you reckon the original? But they're gonna redo the original one, I reckon, and like change it.
Yeah, I'll be happy if they do that. But like at the moment, I feel like they.
I don't think
very strongly because I feel like
are these movies meant to be prequels to the old one?
I can't remember off the top of my head. In the first Rise, right? They have a newspaper hit the ground saying 3 astronauts lost in space. Now it might have been 3 random actors. Or one of them might have or there might have been the 3 original actors, and that's what I can't remember. I can't remember if it was just like a little Easter egg for fans of the first one being like, oh, that's the 3, or if it was legitimately them being like, this is a prequel to the Charlton Heston movie.
I think it might just be like Easter egg.
Look it up and see if it's Charlton Heston's face, because if it is,
how? What type in?
Just type in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Astronauts?
Astronauts newspaper. Put in those keywords. Surely something will come up. It bugs me. Not only that, did we decide? I feel like we talked about this in the segment before when we talked about.
It says Easter eggs when as soon as I type that in.
Go into images and see if just the newspaper's there.
Yeah, but it's just pictures of. Oh wait.
Oh.
No, there's no pictures of anything. It's just like NASA.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay,
well look. Lost in space. It doesn't even say 3, it just says lost in space.
Alrighty. I'm proven wrong.
Yeah.
I thought it.
Well, it says Dawn of the sequel of the prequel of the reboot of the Planet of the Apes. That's someone's meme. So no one knows what it is, if it is a prequel or if it is a reboot.
Look, I can take away my judgment then of it not linking up to the original, because I thought it was trying to be closely tied to the original.
I don't think it is, because isn't it? Right. So in the first one, when the
don't acknowledge me as like a
expert.
I haven't watched them in years.
You've seen them more than I
have.
have.
Yeah.
So in the first one, when Charlton Heston's period, is that the future or is that the 70s when he goes into space?
We don't know.
You don't know.
We don't know. To me, it was he just went up in the 70s. Mm-hmm. Unless at the beginning they do put up a text on the screen, but if I recall, the movie just begins with them going to sleep in a spaceship for hibernation.
Well, that doesn't happen, so that's the future.
Yeah.
There's no hibernation in spaceships ever.
Okay.
In real life. Not even now. So definitely not back then. Yeah. So it's definitely
But that doesn't mean it couldn't have just taken place in this movie's version of the 70s. Where they're like, oh, in this world, in the 70s, there's hibernation now.
But still, like... that doesn't work.
Alright, so we can say it takes place in the future then.
Yeah, so this is... It's already a different timeline, because it's happening in fucking 2010, is when the Planet of the Apes started.
Yeah.
Because there was no space travel.
But then why are they saying people are lost in space in the first
one? It's an
Easter
egg, yeah.
I don't know, I feel like... But then if people from space... If people from space come back in the fourth film or something, right? And they... No, actually, never mind. We don't have to get into the continuity.
Yeah. Because
obviously they're not, like, super closely linked.
Sure.
But I'm bothered. I'm bothered by it. Bothered by the fucking continuity.
You're the only one...
people will definitely be out there. Oh, everybody will be bothered. Seriously. No.
Not many people have seen those old ones, I think. Made the first one, not the other ones after it.
Yeah, they're all like TV movies and things, and they just kept on...
I reckon you're the one really bothered.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons that they only did... there were only 2 monkeys in like the later ones is because they couldn't afford to do makeup on so many people.
Yeah, makes sense.
Apparently it used to just take fucking ages to like do layers. Yeah. And then like, it's pretty, it's insane.
I'm surprised they didn't introduce Dr. Zayas at any point.
Yeah. Because there was a little orangutan.
There were a few orangutans. Yeah.
That were like the age of Cornelius running around. But even in the original, Dr. Zayas is older.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Than Cornelius.
Maybe he's Maurice.
Yeah, and they turn him into Dr. Zayas.
And he goes, that's my slave name, call me Dr. Zayas. Yeah. Maurice is my slave name.
And he slims down a shit ton. Because I was also like, so if Nova turns like her age in the original in like 25 years, that means their whole society's built, everybody's walking upright, and like they...
And like, that's another thing, because like, in the old one, it's after like the whole world's been destroyed for like thousands of years, because isn't like the Statue of Liberty like half buried and there's a nuke? And like, the world have exploded as well.
Has it? I can't remember.
I thought you blew it up.
I thought
they...
that's the line, but I thought it was like they... Oh, actually, maybe it was that they nuked it. I thought it was that they blew up just the Statue of Liberty. But...
Wasn't like...
Again, could be wrong. Haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah.
Good movie, might watch it again, actually.
But like, the whole thing, like, Charlton Heston didn't see any ruins of the old world.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be at least hundreds of years after, because all the buildings and shit have to be eroded away, and the apes started a big
well,
society.
it turns out that the ape society is, I think, over the top of New York.
Oh, okay.
Or something, because they end up finding the underground, if I recall.
So thousands of years. Because didn't they get, like, mutant powers? That takes...
Yeah, they did all have mutant powers in the sequel. All the underground people have mutant powers. That's a crazy, wacky series. Yeah. And it's insane that it evolved into this dead serious, like, war film that we have. Yeah. Alright, we can get back onto Dawn of the Planet of the Apes now. Do you like the whole subplot of humans becoming dumber?
A bit. I mean, it made more sense. Like, why they'd be hunting down the apes, because he wanted to kill them off because they're
spreading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked.
And it also made sense why the humans were stupid in the old ones.
Mm.
Like, why couldn't they just keep their speech? Even if they were slaves, you don't just stop learning how to speak a language.
Yeah.
Unless you do some horrific, like, eugenics.
Maybe. I would have liked the ending of this. I would have liked it if, say the apes weren't carrying the dumb. We'll call it dumb disease. That the ending was like ambiguous. Caesar doesn't die, but the dumb disease spreads back to the apes, and so Caesar's left having to make a decision of does he keep the apes smart and kill the dumb ones, or like, and he's left in the same moral dilemma
really
as Woody
depressing
Harrelson,
ending.
and it ends. That would have been a fucking 10. Like,
But
can you imagine though?
This is meant to be a trilogy, but so you gotta end a trilogy on a high note.
No, I would have been so. I would have been like, wow, what
so dark.
That would have been. It's a good though, right?
Yeah.
That's fuck. I'm clever. You know what I did? Like, I was taking this as a compliment in the movie where, you know how the Woody Harrelson's like monologuing and things like that.
Which point? You did a few times.
Just the part where they're explaining that people are dumb now, type of thing, and he's like, "Damn, Caesar, you're smart."
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt like he was talking to me or the rest of the audience, because I think we all knew the answer to his questions, like figuring out what was happening. And he was like, "You really are intelligent." And I was like, "Yeah, I am. I did figure out the plot of this movie. I'm just as smart as Caesar."
You're as smart as an ape, Carl.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Good on me.
Yeah.
I could rule the planet of apes. And also the continuity of that scene with the apple fucking bugged me.
Alright, because that happens all the time in movies. Like when they got a drink, like it goes up and down.
Yeah, they did a really, really bad one in Ozark. Ozark?
Ozark. I think I might have noticed that one. Let's go beer or something.
Nah, it's the one where
recently I saw something and a beer kept going up and down in the scene.
Oh yeah, the drinks are always hard to monitor. Yeah. But this was a really bad one because it was the boy asking out the daughter on a date.
Yeah.
And she picks up the receipt roll out of the cashier, sits it down, and he's like, picks it up and starts playing with it. And then it cuts to in front, and it's like sitting back there and he's playing with nothing in his hands. And then it cuts back to his position, he's playing with it again. And then it cuts back and he's not playing with it, it's just sitting in the same position and he's like this. And I was like, that's pretty bad to miss that one. Kept on putting it back like straight, like, just standing there being like, the fuck is wrong with you and your obsession with...
I can't decide if I want to play with it or not.
Yeah. Anyway, continuity. What do you think of Woody Harrelson in the movie?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Woody Harrelson's a really fucking good actor.
He was a good bad guy.
Yeah, he was a good bad guy. I thought that he was a much more like... I don't know, as far as like... It wasn't a generic bad guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't too over the top, and I thought he had a good backstory.
It wasn't reasoning too.
Yeah. Good reasoning, where it was... I like it when the bad guy is a weird moral dilemma where he's like, look, I'm trying to protect our species, alright? But it means killing our species.
Killing all the children, people infected.
So, and that's when you're like, I agree with you, but like, I don't agree with you at all. So, and I like that.
I didn't really like how they just killed off that whole army in an avalanche. Was
it that they killed off the whole army in the avalanche?
Because after the avalanche happened, there was no one there.
Yeah, I got that there was no one there, but... So you reckon it meant that they killed off all those people? That's insanely fucking dumb. I thought it just meant that they'd continued running off and they just weren't looking in their direction.
Because as they're running
the whole army?
Yeah, I know.
That's ridiculous.
They all ran in, they're like,
I thought I thought it was ridiculous that they all ran in. I was like, why would all of you run in? Like, you only need a few people.
You just saw a massive explosion. And then all these helicopters go, and all these fucking shitting in these missiles, and you're sending in tanks, and all these men on foot running. That was just... Yeah. And they all just died at the avalanche, I'm fairly sure.
I kind of liked the whole... Look, I've already said, I really don't like the fact that they killed off Caesar. I think it was unnecessary, and I didn't think it was that sad of a moment either. Yeah.
And, like, he got shot with that arrow.
Yeah.
And they walked for, it looked like days.
Oh, yeah, so long.
Because, they had to get to...
So
They were trying to get away from the humans. They had to go pretty far away.
The only thing I can think of is that, like...
Didn't they pass through a desert? They were like... Yeah. Put sand in his head through a desert.
Yeah.
He just had a fucking arrow in the whole time. No one saw that, and he was walking.
The only thing I can think of is because at the beginning of the film they go, "Oh yeah, it takes a while to get there or whatever," right? Yeah. Is that the bad guys' camp is on the way, like 3/4 of the way there, and they have to travel like a little bit longer. Yeah. I know it's bad.
Desert.
They traveled over mountain. If they traveled through snow, forest, sand, and then desert, into like country. Right. So. Yeah.
The whole way he lived with an arrow in him, and no one's like, I wonder why Caesar's bleeding so much. Oh, should we do something?
Yeah.
And Caesar just dies.
Nobody's picking up on it.
Yeah. I did sort of like how he spared that dude.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. Yeah.
Was like, I hope he doesn't. Hope you don't regret saving him.
Yeah.
And he got shot by him.
Yeah. That's what I like. I like that arc.
I would have liked it better if that dude hunted him down and then shot him as soon as they got there, and the apes killed him.
Yeah, that would have been.
Or if he shot him from far away.
Yeah. You see, I feel like Caesar didn't die for something. Like, he didn't die in the moment. I mean, like, he did take an arrow, but he didn't give his life for that type of thing. I don't know. Like, he could have been saved. Yeah. I feel like at the end they were just like, look, that's the end of the trilogy. This main character needs to die now. I don't think it could have just been like he lives on with the rest of the family. It doesn't fucking matter.
I like that one evil gorilla turned good.
Oh yeah, the trailer fucking ruined that for me.
What do you mean?
The trailer shows like the guy shooting that gorilla in the head, and so the whole time I was like, obviously he must become good. Then they decide to shoot him.
I didn't remember seeing that bit. I remember seeing him on the wall loading the gun.
Yeah,
and I was like thinking. So wait, so at some point the monkeys and humans fight other humans?
Yeah.
How does that get to that point? There's only one or two.
Yeah. I would have also liked... I don't know, I like the fact that this definitely wasn't from the point of view of the humans. They never once...
I like they didn't have a main human character that spoke.
Yeah.
That was my favourite. That was the worst bit of Dawn, worst bit of Rise.
Yeah, I like that they made the girl mute. I thought that was... good, and I thought that was like a clever way to have them like communicate and things like that. I hated having Koba as a very meaningless like dream backflash.
It's haunting him because he doesn't want to be like Koba.
No,
I didn't mind that.
No, I very rarely like a dream flashback where they're just like, this is the point of his character. This is what he's feeling right now.
What about Bad Ape? I like Bad Ape.
Bad Ape was good. So I think that was Steve Zahn.
Yeah.
Who's like, he's in just like so many things.
Because and the thing I was like, it's Bad Ape. That must be a really small role.
Yeah.
Because it's a generic name, but it's his actual name, which is a bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah. He's hit and miss with his movies and things. He's funny in like Modern Family, if you ever watch Modern Family. Or
who's he in Modern Family?
He's like the neighbours that move in next door, and they're like Hicks. And he's like, I think I'm pretty sure he's in Daddy Daycare, and he's in Roadkill, and he's in more famous films than what I can think of right
really
now.
Generic, crappy shit.
Yeah. I wonder if the ape was anybody. I mean, the gorilla was anybody famous.
I'm not sure.
I saw that like Judy Greer, I'm pretty sure was the wife.
Judy Greer, who's the...
From she's like the mother in Jurassic World. She's the mother of those kids. I'm pretty sure. I think she's a voice in Archer.
Maurice is a chick. Karen Knavel. Maurice. Who is that? I mean, he only spoke like twice. She wouldn't have been the voice, but just the motion capture, I guess.
I guess. Do you reckon it was a bloated pregnant woman? And that's why they had like...
Wait, so that evil gorilla, he never actually had a name, did he?
I don't think so.
I think he was called Red Donkey. Because he was sort of red and he was a donkey.
Oh, yeah.
So he's this dude.
Yeah.
Whoever that dude is.
Okay.
And, wait, was there another one? Oh, yeah, Judy... Oh, her, yeah.
Yeah.
Is she, Cheryl in Archer?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I know her from.
It's weird how all of the voice actors in Archer vaguely look like the people except for Archer.
Both burgers, yeah.
Yeah. Weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
What do you think? I liked the action sequence in this film.
Mm.
All the actions directed super well. Like the one with the green lights.
Yeah. The laser pointers.
Yeah, the laser pointers.
Yeah.
Thought that was good.
And also when all the fucking missiles were coming, that bit was cool.
Yeah.
And they're shooting
cool.
missiles out.
Yeah.
And all the Apache helicopters coming, like...
Yeah.
That was a good bit.
I kind of like rolled my eyes when they started firing at
To the apes, yeah.
the apes, because I was like,
Yeah.
pick your fucking battles,
Yeah,
alright?
you
Like,
get
don't be
shot
like,
by all these
oh look,
people.
helicopters are shooting at us.
Bunch of
Kill a
defenseless
few of the
apes.
apes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, wasn't a huge fan of that. It's a good director. I like this director.
Mm.
And he's going to be doing the new Batman.
That's what Ben Affleck's doing.
No, he's not directing
Is he
it anymore.
quitting? I heard he's quitting with Batman.
Well, he confirmed at Comic-Con that he wasn't quitting.
Oh.
And that,
Okay.
I watched the Comic-Con panel from this, a few days ago or whatever. And he was like, look, there are lots of rumors going around. He was like, not going anywhere. I'm Batman.
Because he's been in one so far.
He's been in 2.
Has he? What?
You can include Suicide Squad.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Did you even see his face in it?
Yeah, at the end.
Oh. Okay.
But
I wouldn't count Suicide Squad.
He had to be on set for a week or whatever.
A week.
do
One
things.
whole
I know,
week.
but I mean, he's still Batman in that film.
Yeah, I guess.
And I guess he's in the 2 Justice League films, and
Yeah, but that's
he might be an Aquaman as well.
Yeah.
But and I feel like out of all of the hate the DCU is getting up until Wonder Woman, I feel like Ben Affleck was the main positive thing that people said about those films, right? Was they were like, well, Ben Affleck didn't fuck up Batman. He was a good Batman, right?
Well, what's his name is an alright Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, but Superman's a hard character because he's just a generic god.
Yeah, he is. People are always like, oh, he's not as, he's not like Matt Reeves from the olden days and stuff. And
No,
it's just
he
but
wasn't.
he's, that type of Superman is so outdated
Yeah,
now.
it's
It's so
campy.
corny
Yeah.
and,
It's
Boy
fucking,
Scouty.
Christian Bale isn't as good as Adam West. He's not as Adam West.
Yeah, I was like, fucking hell. Adam West was a good comedic Batman, right? Where, they had jokes and, it wasn't taken seriously whatsoever.
Yeah. You can't compare them. They're
You
different
can't.
characters,
Absolutely. Yeah. We would do, I guess, I feel like it's too soon to tell. I really like Christian Bale. I feel like Christian Bale doesn't usually get, a lot. Everyone's always like, yeah, Michael Keaton, or everybody says George Clooney.
Wait, what?
Christian Bale is a good Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Christian Bale. He's I never really watched a lot of Batmans, but I've only really seen the Christian Bale ones.
Yeah.
And I think I saw the one with Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah, with Val Kilmer as Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember. I remember Jim Carrey more than Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Val Kilmer was a pretty bland Batman
Yeah.
in that one.
It's not memorable at all.
If I recall, no, it's definitely one of those things where most of the time is dedicated to, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face,
Yeah.
and Jim Carrey is, the Riddler.
There's a lot of Riddler.
Yeah. It's crazy how that movie's, so neon, and they take over the world with, TV antennas,
Yeah.
and they control people's minds. Jim Carrey's just so fucking over the top.
What show is it when Val Kilmer comes in with the Batman mask on and is like, guess who I am? And they go, every time they guess, oh, you're Michael Keaton, Christian Bale. And then he goes, no one ever gets it, it's Val Kilmer. That was on something, and he stole some money of someone. Fuck. Might have been Veep.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Veep.
Might have been that.
That does sound like a funny. I do like
yeah,
that.
because he was playing himself.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it.
I really like Michael Keaton at the moment. Hey, I thought he was good in the new Superman. In the new Spider-Man.
It's just weird how he's a good guy, sort of.
Kind of, except he kills that one guy in Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he accidentally did that.
He didn't
thought
feel
it was-
any remorse, and they were friends.
His life's too short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like the Ricky Gervais
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
Okay.
He's good in that. I think he steals some money off what's his name? Warwick.
Yeah. Okay. Of Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we should get back to Dawn.
Yeah. Sure.
Anything else you want to say about this movie? What did we start talking about Batman for? Oh yeah. Anyway, in the interview with Affleck,
Yeah.
I think somebody from the crowd asked him or something. Anyway, he was just like, no, I'm staying as like.
It'd be so
Batman.
weird if they got rid of him.
Yeah. I don't know if they'd replace him or they'd like write him out and they'd do Nightwing or something like that.
Because like he's like Batman's like the Iron Man of
Yeah. The thing I can
get rid of Robert Downey Jr. just after Avengers.
Yeah. It'd be weird.
Actually, it'd be weirder than that because he at least had like 2 more movies before that.
Yeah. The but the things like they're doing, like the Flash movie's titled Flashpoint, right?
Yeah, which is a whole
which is where Batman is played by Bruce Wayne's dad, and his dad is played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah. And also twist or spoilers for Flashpoint. I think the mother turns into the Joker or one of the Jokers.
Does that happen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And the mother is played by that girl from The Walking Dead and Supernatural. No, she's a good actress.
Wait. Laurie?
Laura Cohen.
Oh! I thought you meant Laurie in Walking Dead.
Which one's Laurie?
The mum of Carl.
Oh, no, not her. Yeah. From, like, Prison Break.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, yeah.
Did she come back for the revival?
Yeah, she was shit.
Really? Oh, yeah. Weird. Anyway, but yeah, so I mean, like, there's a way that they could, like, be like, oh, we're replacing Batman with this one.
With his dad, yeah.
Yeah. And even, I mean, Joss Whedon's doing that Batgirl movie that could introduce Nightwing or something, and...
Is it Batgirl?
Yeah.
DC, man. I like Marvel better than DC.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the vibe for Justice League now, because I'm coming off that hype from Wonder Woman, where I'm like, yeah, it's like we're getting into this now.
But that wasn't Snyder.
So, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Snyder's not like that fucking terrible.
He's not good.
I like Watchmen and
it's all right. It's not great.
Watch Watchmen again.
I don't even know it, but I already know everything. I already know the twist. Ruin the twist, man.
Yeah. Anyway, we should stop talking about the DC.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't even talk about the DC as much as like we did now when we did the Wonder Woman review. Anyway,
but
yeah. No, actually, no. I'm still going to continue to talk about DC.
Yeah.
I think So I think Matt Reeves will do a good Batman. Like I think like Dawn and like the director of these movies. I reckon he can do a good Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Batfleck was going to direct it himself.
No, he just stepped down.
Why?
I think it was like, so basically, so he was like getting all of that shit for like Batman v Superman, right? And then he came out with that film he directed that year called Live by Night, which was the 3rd film that he directed, or 4th film, I think. And that also like didn't do very well. Also got shat on by critics, so he kind of like lost his like credibility a bit.
Didn't he also...
Whilst he returned to alcohol and had to go back to rehab, and was also divorced from his wife and lost. He didn't lose custody, but like he like doesn't get to see his children as much. So basically, his life kind of fucking fell apart.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, everybody in the media was like, "Is Ben Affleck not going to be Batman anymore?" and things like this. And then he was like, "Look, because originally he was like, producing, writing, directing, and starring in it. And he was just like, I think I'll just star and produce. So, but every story I read just like neglects to talk about all the horrible things that were happening in his personal life that were like crushing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, old Benny. But yeah. Anyway.
Did he direct Good Will Hunting? He wrote it.
He wrote Good Will Hunting, yeah. But yeah. I would have been pretty stoked with him directing Batman, because Live by Night is that movie's not very good, but that's a really fucking well directed movie. The action sequences in that movie are really good.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a gangster film, but I read the book. The book is really good, but like the movie might as well be like the cliff notes of like the book, where I feel like you'd be confused watching the movie and not having read the book, where you'd be like, why is it just like jumping around in time, and like it's like the span of like the Prohibition period, and taking people out of business, and like he's like building a casino and things like that, and then there's like gangsters, and there's also stuff happening with the KKK, and It's like in the book, it's like an epic mismatch of like genres and things like that, and the movie's just more just kind of like a fucking mess. Oh, Ben Affleck. Anyway, so how did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? War. Fucking hell, War for the Planet of the Apes.
There.
Sorry,
the names are so confusing.
Yeah, they are because like Dawn comes before Rise.
No, Rise is first.
No, but I mean like if you're talking about this is the thing that people make fun of, right? Is the fact that Dawn comes before like the rise of a sun type of thing.
Dawn is the second it rises up.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it rises over the horizon, it's dawn.
Yeah.
Or is it as soon as it's light? I don't know. It's hard to define dawn.
I feel like
As soon as dusk. Once it's there, you know what's happening.
Yeah.
But where do you go? Dawn.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like a definition of pornography. I can't put it in words, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah, so how does War for the Planet of the Apes compare to your expectations?
I liked it. Maybe not quite as good as the first one, but I had pretty high expectations. But still a good movie.
Yeah. I feel like by the time I went into the film, my expectations had dropped for some reason. Like I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was going to be, which is I don't know. Look, I still had high expectations for it, and the movie was still very good, and I enjoyed the film. It's like I think it was 2 hours 25 or 2 hours 20.
Yeah,
went pretty quick for me.
Yeah.
I thought that like the first half of the film is like far superior to the second half.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that Caesar dies.
Yeah.
Or how he dies, really. And just they're like little things. Like it is weird that they just like that whole army just gets killed by the avalanche very conveniently.
They're like, oh, okay, so we're fine now. We can just walk away.
Yeah. Or even the fact that like monkey stumbles onto like the underground passage, which like a perfect hole is like in the ground that nobody's ever like accidentally trod on.
Sick people use to get away from this fucking. Wait, so it was a military camp which they used for sick people, but it also had mines.
Yeah. It was a weapons deep thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But like plus side is like Andy Serkis is fucking great.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's good. I think the writing's pretty strong.
All of the acting is great.
Yeah. The effects are just so fucking like out of this world.
Yeah.
Something we didn't like touch upon in like Dunkirk was like during most movies when we go and see a movie, we like chat a little with like comments and things like that. When we saw Dunkirk, there was pretty much complete silence. We didn't talk at all. Like it was the second time I was watching it, and I was still into it.
That was also probably because there was an old couple right next to us, I think.
Oh really? I wasn't fucking bothered by them.
I was like, I don't really want to annoy these old people, even though they took our seat.
They probably couldn't even fucking hear us. They're so old. They were like, "Listen to the planes, honey." Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Takes me back to my fucking when I was 16.
Yeah. I was only 19. Remember that song?
No.
Really? Wow. Get your life together. Alright, compliment sandwich time. Go. For the listener at home, a compliment sandwich is a positive, an insult, and a positive.
It's weird that you call it a compliment sandwich because when you make a sandwich...
It's not called like a bread sandwich, right?
But you don't put anything shit in a sandwich, do you?
Yeah.
It's good, good, good.
Yeah.
Not fucking bread and you take some human shit and then more bread.
Yeah.
The best
bit. But it's like the structure of the compliment is like a sandwich.
It surrounds it, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
Look, I didn't come up with the fucking term, so don't blame me. Just give the film a goddamn compliment sandwich.
The effects were good, very good. I had some problems with just the pure like physics of a huge gorilla riding a horse. It's incredible. It'd be incredible to see that horse. It could chase down another chimpanzee with a 150 kilogram gorilla plus another chimpanzee on his back through the snow. I'd like to see that horse. That'd be the most muscular horse in the world. And they're fucking a spine as thick as me.
Yeah.
Have to be. It would be shattered. To smithereens. To smithereens, you say.
And another positive?
Okay, Andy Serkis, as always, was good. Pretty much as always. Yeah.
How do you think they came up for Donkey being a negative? Do you reckon they sat down in front of, the gorilla and they were just like, you fucking lamb, you tiger, you donkey, and he was like, how dare you, sir? And they were like,
I don't
donkey
know why
it
they
is.
called them donkeys. It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
One sort of negative thing, the way they made them, slaves and, he's getting whipped.
Yeah.
You can see the parallels to...
Jesus Christ.
Not just Jesus Christ, but the African slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Get away from... Stop doing that! Fucking Prince of Egypt, Moses.
Yeah. The Christ parables are in there. He was literally hung up.
Yeah.
And everyone, watched him and things like that. And
Yeah.
he was, for his people, he was, give them food and water. And, yeah.
I think that's more Moses, really. Let my people go.
There's a lot of biblical references,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not a huge fan. Yeah, I don't know if, I'm not going to be rushing to watch this movie again, but I did enjoy the film. I thought it was a solid film. I'm disappointed the movie's not doing better.
One of the things is, it wasn't really a war, between apes and humans.
Yeah.
There was a sort of a war between two humans,
Yeah.
but it wasn't really the war for the Planet of the Apes, which I didn't. I wanted more ape on human action.
Yeah.
Just pounding.
Yeah.
Ape on human pounding.
Yeah.
You like that fucking innuendo, don't you?
Dude, bull slapping, pounding.
I wanted big old chimpanzee testicles.
Yeah, right there.
That's what I wanted.
You wanted Caesar's son to be just taken behind the fucking...
I want to see the sequel where Cornelius just gets out his massive nuts and just jizzes his... Because when you got testes that big, you make shitloads of sperm, it just fucking comes buckets all over.
I would have liked in the movie when they're throwing shit at that dude to actually see them shit it out into their hand and just throw it at him. And because it's cold, I want to see the fact that the shit is slightly warm. I want to see steam coming off the shit in his face.
With this movie is that the shit was so sloppy.
Yeah, it was really sloppy. It was dark as well.
Chimpanzees are vegetarians. When you see cow shit, what is it? It's fucking full of cellulose. It's thick. And it's not sloppy. Sloppy poos come from things that eat meat, usually.
Yeah.
Fucking, humans.
Yeah.
And, dogs.
Yeah.
You never see a herbivore with sloppy poos, really, do you? Horse poos, there's always lots of grass and shit in them.
Yeah.
Because they're herbivores.
That's why they call it cow pie.
Yeah. It's like pie, it's thick.
Yeah. Doesn't taste as good as pie. Don't be tricked.
And have you ever seen a monkey throw their shit? Because it's a lump of bull.
Yeah, of course I have.
I have.
Our monkey Donald always throws shit at us, doesn't he?
Monkeys throwing poo at people is funny.
Yeah.
But it's not sloppy.
Yes. A little bit gets in their mouth.
Maybe it was raining a bit, but still wouldn't be that sloppy.
Yeah, it's did they shit a little while ago, and that's the poo that they're using? It's maybe it was just supposed to be mud.
No, it's poo.
But he got personally offended by it, so it has to be poo, right?
It's definitely poo.
Yeah. If I was him, I just wouldn't go into that
and there
den.
was one guard as well. When we were watching,
nobody noticed that little girl running around.
Yeah, back and forth about 4 times.
Yeah.
And they didn't notice till the morning came, and they were being attacked, and that dude with the crossbow was like, oh shit, all of the chimpanzees and their children are gone. Where did they go?
Do you reckon the reason that Woody Harrelson got the disease because he fucked that doll?
No, it's because it had the disease.
No, I reckon it's because he fucked that doll.
Why would he fuck that doll?
He's a sick man. I reckon he was like, oh yeah, look at this doll.
You always take it to a weird place, Carl.
I would take it to a truthful place, thank you very much. This is the truth. You tried telling me that Woody Harrelson didn't have sex with that doll.
I don't think he did.
Alrighty. Let's make
your shit sandwich?
Oh, right, yeah. Woody Harrelson is my compliment. I thought he was great. I'd say the second half of the film is my negative. I think just plot-wise, and just the way I feel like it all concludes. It's weird. If you take the apes out of the film, nothing changes really.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sure they exploded like the interior of the base, but like the other army was so much bigger. They would have ended up winning,
They all died.
and it would have exploded.
Yeah.
There probably would have been an explosion anyway, and an avalanche would have happened anyway. I feel like if the apes had literally run off, the conclusion of like the human story is like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the fact that it was. I liked the fact that it was human versus human, but I disliked the fact that it was really just apes, not at all. Like it wasn't a war for apes, pretty much. The apes were not a side.
Yeah.
They didn't run in there. Also, the fact that the apes numbers fluctuate so much. It's like, look, there's 30 of us. Now there's 100 of us.
There's like 1,000 of them. And they're fucking all walking along in a massive caravan.
Yeah. And then my other compliment would be... You already said special effects. I'll say... the little girl.
You like the little girl?
I like the little girl. Like, I mean, when you put a child in a film,
she had no words.
Yeah, I don't mean like in the fact that like
the dialogue's always where children fail.
I think like they used the child right, but I liked her story arc of like when she am I an ape and things like that. Like I thought very interesting kind of
like.
Set up for the child.
The whole thing is they've lost their higher thinking, so they can't speak a language.
Yeah.
But she can use sign language.
Yeah.
Like she learned sign language in like a day.
Yeah.
She was with them for like a day, and she knows sign language like almost perfectly. And same with Bad Ape. Bad Ape learnt sign language in like a day.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder what the time... I feel like, do you think it was
like 2 or 3 days.
Was it a day to get to the camp, do you think?
How long could it have been?
Yeah, I don't know. But it looked like those apes had been there for like a while, right?
They should build that.
Yeah, it didn't look like they'd been freshly caught.
Maybe like a week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they'd already had other apes like done up onto like the crosses and things, yeah.
A week maybe, alright.
Yeah, maybe
but
a
still,
week.
that's not enough time to teach a retarded girl. She's essentially retarded.
Yeah.
To learn sign language. And she's lost the ability to speak words, but she can still speak with her hands. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And like, it's not that they can't speak. They're mentally a bit retarded.
Well, it's weird, right? Because Woody Harrelson could still mentally be like, I don't want to live this way.
He can still use his gun to shoot himself in the head.
Yeah.
But he just can't use his words.
Yeah.
That bit doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so it's like, does it just simply affect... Is it like he'll only get dumber from that point on? Like, was he just freshly dumb? So he was consciously aware enough. It looked like he was his body was almost, I guess maybe it was because he was drunk as well.
Yeah.
But it looked like he'd lost control of just like everything, right?
I think he was really drunk. I think he drank like half that bottle of scotch.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to go to a really interesting character place because there was blood and stuff. I thought maybe he'd slit his wrists and taken like a coward's way out type of thing or something like that. And I was like, well, this is interesting. But I was like...
He did shoot himself.
Yeah, I know, but it was more... Like, he wouldn't have shot himself if he didn't end up being dumb, right? I was like, oh, so we're going for the irony of, like, he ended up being dumb as well. Clap your hands.
Do you mean, like, instead of... So he killed himself when he was still not retarded, and he just didn't want to fight the other people, you mean?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, almost like... He didn't end up believing himself in the end or something. I don't know. I thought it was going to like a weirdly emotional, complex character moment type of thing, but it was more like, I'm dumb as well. Oh!
I fully expected that to happen when he picked up the doll. Like,
yeah. Anyway, sequel. What do we want to call our sequel?
Beginning of the Apes.
What about just now?
No, just
Planet of the Apes.
Apes of the Planet of the Apes.
Apes is the Planet of the Apes. What you've been waiting for.
Rise of the Humans of the Planet of the Apes.
Ooh, switch it around.
So John Heston's in it.
Yeah.
John Heston's dead, but they
CGI
3D animate him onto someone's body.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he gets with Nova. Nova's still that young girl. This is 10 years in the future. So the technology's better.
Yeah.
She's... How old is she in the movie? Like 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, 8.
She's 18.
Yeah. She's legal now, people.
She's legal. Sean Heston's about 55.
Yeah. We can de-age him if we want, or do you want to keep him old?
We're
We're keeping him old.
Yeah. And then it's just a shot-for-shot remake of the original. And it's Humans of the Planet of the Apes.
Humans
Except when they get to the Statue of Liberty in that iconic scene, Nova says it. She instantly learns her language and she goes, "You blew it up!" And there's a massive flashback because it's a woman, like Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
Even though this is 10 years in the future.
I'd like it more, and then like I want Charlton Heston to like turn to her and be like, "But you knew they blew it up.
Yeah.
You
You've been here
lived
this whole
through this.
time.
Like you were aware of this.
How can you speak now?"
Yeah. So, why are there so many holes?
What?
Actually, I thought it's really funny because I've been rewatching like 30 Rock, and there's just this arc where Liz realizes that they don't need like writers in Hollywood anymore. And she's like, "No, I'm going to lose my job." And she walks past, like, the poster for Transformers 6 or whatever or something. And it's, like, written by no one. And I was like, yep, it's accurate.
No. There's no plot, is there?
No.
It's just like, yeah, they go here, they go there, then they explode.
Which ape should be in charge next? Do we want to do Zaius? Or do we want to do Cornelius? Or do we want to do Maurice?
No, we're going to do Bad Ape.
Bad
He
Ape.
becomes Bad Ape.
How about... Yeah, he an old fucking ape, right? Like, was he meant to be old or just decrepit?
Yeah, because...
He was like a little crazy, a little dumb.
Yeah. I think maybe when chimpanzees get really stressed out, they lose their hair.
Yeah.
I think some of them do. Maybe. I don't know, actually.
We can make the plot... I don't know. What if it's like...
Well, the sequel could be actually Rise of the Horses of the Planet of the Apes.
On the horses
Are
rebel.
sick of being ridden by humans and apes, and they go, "Fuck this," and they fight back against
I'll tell you what
apes.
happened. Because they've been ridden on by
Massive
gorillas so much,
yeah.
is because their back have bent like this down.
Oh,
they can now stand up on their hind
They've
legs
done full
completely. So now that they're taller now than like
It's massive. They'd be giant.
yeah.
Imagine a horse and two legs like that. There's these massive hooves. And
Yeah.
Does.
Yeah, dude's just punching everybody.
Just does all these
Yeah.
giant gorillas with these
Yeah.
massive hooves.
Can
That'd
you,
be a fucking
can you
cool
imagine
game,
that? And then, like, also just they're communicating to each other and they're like,
They just sign language as well.
yes,
with hooves.
with their hooves. They invent their own guns where their hooves like work as fingers now.
Massive triggers.
Yeah.
They just put the whole arm in and go do do do.
Yeah. And they meet like Bad Horse, who's like, "Yes, I was
Bad
trained by my master.
Yeah.
Bad Bad Horse."
You break your leg, we kill you.
They were like, "She such a fat owner. That's why she broke my back, and I could stand up on my hind legs." I'd greenlight both of them.
Yeah.
Let's call it quits.
Yeah.
What movie shall we do next?
Is there anything else coming out?
Look out for us, guys. There'll be something coming soon, no doubt. This went way too long.
How long did it go for?
Well, almost an hour, except the other part that we did is 22 minutes, so now it's like a long podcast. Alright guys, if you need to contact us, everything you need to know is in the description below. Until next time, bye guys.
Bye.